Okay, everything is ready, so I have everything taped. Obviously joinery works, screws have all been cut in the drawer. Making sure that my labels are not going to be visible on the interior of this. Again, once this is glued up, I really won't have any access to sanding or scraping or anything. That's why putting the tape here makes washing out that glue so much easier. Not worried about the exterior surfaces anywhere, because I'm going to be removing that, or have access to remove that, a multitude of ways. So I'm ready to start throwing this together. Alright, so I've got adhesive here, got something to distribute it with, something to convince it with, clamps. The other thing that I made up, which I left over here, so sometimes when clamping trays together, this little pad here can start doing nasty things to the wood. First of all, start to dent or bruise the material. It also really localizes just the pressure right there, which isn't great. And if I sneak this over just on the inside of where this face is, then I can start to bow this, and if it gets adhered in place in that shape, it really doesn't work. It kind of is counterintuitive to everything we've been working on. So instead what I have, so I've made up these little clamping blocks that apply pressure just on where the tails are. So I'll clamp against this here, it will drive it into place. It won't let the pin interfere. If I were to just take a straight edge like so, that pin, if I start to apply pressure here, the pin will stop this tailboard from advancing, and I can't afford for that. So just by cutting out some notches here and here, I can really localize the pressure where I want it. So got two of those, some for the back. I think we're ready. Good. All right. I see a lot of people start throwing around a bunch of adhesive in all of these areas, and I think that it's just more work to clean up later. So I want to be a little bit more fussy about where all the stuff goes. I'm going to put some on the inside of these tails. I know that's all end grain, and I know that I can't really get any structure on that, but it never hurts to have it. Back. If you had a really complicated glue up, if this was certainly larger, you had more joints into this project, maybe PVA glue would not be the appropriate adhesive, but for what this one is, the size of it, I really don't need anything more than just standard PVA glue. Epoxy would be a great option if I did need more open time, but epoxy is expensive. It leaves a really pronounced glue line, and the cleanup factor on that is a little bit more involved than I think I really want. So this will work. I also see a lot of people start to get overconfident with the gluing up and not ask for help when they need it. And if you consider what you've put into the project up to this point, asking for help to ensure that you get a successful glue up is totally appropriate, I think. So don't be afraid to ask for help. this going to fit? It's not going to fit. How awful. It's probably a good time to talk about good preparation for your glue ups. Having everything where you need it before you need it. It's critical. Okay, so trying to center these 2 points where the clamps come together on the thickness of the board is going to be critical. If I'm too low, again, I'm going to start to bow the sidewalls of your drawer, which I don't want to do. But I've got decent pressure where I need it. I see some good squeeze out. There are no gaps. Everything looks pretty good. All right. The other thing about gluing up drawers using this particular type of joinery is that I don't need to leave this in clamps unless I've got roomy joints. And if my joints are roomy, they're going to start coming apart. But all of these things are well fitting, well aligned. So I'm done with clamping. The rest of this, as the glue dries, will be held into place by the dovetail itself, and so I can leave this for 20 minutes and I can start fitting it into the carcass. Removing the tape is going to be the hardest part. Well, and also the embarrassment of trying to hold these things after just telling you to have good preparation. So anyway, that's drawer gluing up and we're ready to go.